Truth. What's the most interesting place you've had sex? I've never had sex, not in a bed. Oh, do I have a 2001 Grand Am backseat for you? I had a 2001 Grand Am backseat for her. NSFW. What's the best thing that happened to you in Truth or Dare? I got to see my friend's sister's boobs and watch him lick an electric fence all in the same day. My buddy dared me to lick chocolate syrup off his girlfriend's nipples. I wasn't even playing and someone dared a girl I liked to kiss me. That someone became a very good friend. We dared this girl to give a friend of mine a lap dance using the first song that came up when he shuffled his entire song library. Seems pretty normal until she had to give a 3-minute lap dance to Cats in the Cradle. I was dared to catch a frisbee in my teeth from across the yard. So, I walked outside and across the yard. Girl wound up, threw the frisbee, figured, this ought to be funny when it bounces off my face. And as a total ducking fluke, actually caught it in my teeth. I got to motorboat a girl's tits. It was in a hotel during a school sport trip. My best friend knew I liked her and did me a solid. Wasn't me, but a girl was dared to mirror what I do, so I made her hug a guy the first knew liked her. Edit, for all the people saying I should have blown him, she only mirrored what I did, so I would have had to have given the air one top-tier blow job. In 8th grade, one was dared to show this girl my dick. We went to a bathroom. I was 13 and horny, so I had a hard-on. I pointed it down and she didn't know the difference. She told her friends later and I kinda got a reputation of having a big dick even though I'm completely average. Shari was dared to spend 10 minutes in a dark room nearby den with the guy of her choice. She chose me. Turned out to be a setup. Her best friend knew that Shari had a crush on me and made this happen. Anyway, it was the hottest, fastest makeout session to date for me. We were both naked above the waist and she had her hand in my zipper. At 10 minutes there was an unwelcome knock on the door. I was about 12 at a friend's sleepover. I was dared to go home by a kid who didn't like me too much. I walked the 2 miles home and as I came to my driveway my older brother had just pulled in. He had 3 baby raccoons with him because he had hit their mother while delivering pizza. I got to spend the rest of the night with him, 3 raccoons and a cheese and pepperoni pizza watching Nightmare on Elm Street. So not best, but a truth or dare story nonetheless. 5th grade. Crush gets dared to kiss me. Crush looks at me and goes, "EWWWWW gross. He's fat." And that was that. If this is going to be copy and pasted in a BuzzFeed article, please include this. Duck you, Larry. I was at work, high school job at a department store, and the 4 of us in my department were playing Truth or Dare, mostly dumb work stuff like, go mix up those shirts. Someone dared the girl who had a rep as being experienced, who was a couple years older than me, to give me a blowjob. She told me to take a break with her. I played along. We went to her car. She actually blew me in the store parking lot. In high school, I was dared to play gay chicken, which is where 2 straight guys pretend to be gay, and the first one to chicken out loses. The other guy and I are both really stubborn, and neither one of us wanted to lose. We've been married 14 years and we run a bed and breakfast in Vermont with our adopted daughter. If that dude doesn't chicken out soon, I'm going to start to suspect that he's actually gay. Edit, obviously that was a joke, but I did get dared to play gay chicken in high school, and both of us realized that neither one wanted to stop, which turned into a 3-year relationship that ended when went separate ways after high school. I ended up marrying a woman and we recently moved to Vermont with our biological children. She runs the B&B while I'm at the office. If things had gone just a little differently in my life, it would have ended up just like my original post. I should have just posted the real story, and I'm sorry if the truth is disappointing to anyone. My high school boyfriend and I actually broke up in large part because of all the overt hatred and ostracism we received from our community. Back then, I never would have dreamed of 30,000 people supporting us. Thank you for your kindness. In the 7th or 8th grade, I was going back and forth with my friend with a bunch of risque dares: flash your boobs, show her my dick, make out with each other, dry hump, etc. I eventually just went through it and dared her to blow me, and she did it. I remember being so hard that I barely even felt anything, initially. I went to an acquaintance's birthday. We spoke maybe 10 times prior. After a while she was down to just her bra and panties. That's when she was dared to seduce me. Well, she was kind of awkward, so her version of seduction was just to tackle me while we were both near naked. That was a great night, and we're celebrating our first year of marriage next weekend. I was a late bloomer in high school. By the time I realized I may be attractive to anyone, it was over. Our senior year party for an art magnet school, we played this. A girl I had a fairly solid crush on, popular cheerleader, a good friend, was asked who she had fantasized about, and I was the answer. Blew my mind. Gave me the guts to ask her out. It was a horribly awkward, silly lunch date. Built my confidence a lot heading into college. A silly story, but it was a good one. I chose the truth every time because I was super boring and had nothing to hide. I got made fun of that weekend, but Monday morning the nasty wannabe popular bitch went around spreading everyone's secrets, and the ridiculous dares they did. Everyone except me. Boring for the win. Hijacking to share my worst. When I was in high school, we played Truth or Dare Jenga. I was the first to get a dare piece and I did the dare. I had to blow in some guy's ear. Fine. A little embarrassing, but that's what you do. The next time a dare came up, the person refused to do it. Everyone was like, okay. The next few people also refused to do their dares. I was like, WTF. One girl said, nobody actually does the dares, with a withering tone that might as well have said, you idiot. Duck those guys. I played Truth or Dare in a pub in my hometown. It was pretty normal for me and my friends and their friends to play there because none of us were afraid to do anything except getting naked or something like that. I got a dare to kiss a girl to my right, decided not to do so even though she was up for that. Later that evening I saw her with her boyfriend. I am relieved that I decided to dodge a bullet there. I was 16 and my group of friends were sitting in a sauna. Everyone was covered up by a towel, when one of the girls said we should play Truth or Dare. I got dared to show my dick to one of the girls, so we went out to the changing room, showers that is attached to the sauna, and I showed her my dick. She gave me my first hand job, and later that night we had sex. Ended up together for about 6 years before I found out she had been cheating on me like a lot. This wasn't during a game, but I dared a friend to submit an application to a job she was scared of applying for because she felt she was underqualified. She ended up getting it and was really happy I gave her the push to get her to do it. Even though the thing didn't happen to me, it was still a nice feeling having something good happen to someone because you dared them. Not me, but I was at the circle doing it. One of the really hot girls there was dared to, without her hands, take the Invisalign out of the guy's mouth sitting next to, and have it in the entire night. Everyone went quiet and looked at her. Without hesitation grabs the guy, and with her tongue takes it out of his mouth and into hers. She was supposed to keep it for the rest of the night, but it didn't fit her properly and she only had it for about 30 minutes. Most ballsy thing I've ever seen someone do. Got to play my very first, and only, Truth or Dare game when I moved to the US for college, with a bunch of people who I would characterize as moderately to severely religious. I was not, but those were the first people I had met, so I went with it. Needless to say, it was tame and clean. Worst thing someone got dared to do was walk up to a stranger and sing the national anthem. Reading all the responses here, I never imagined the game could be so interesting and sexually charged. I definitely missed out. I got to watch my middle school friend, it was winter, go down to the yard strip to boxes and run a lap around the yard. Needless to say, we were all impressed and hysterically laughing. He did this in the middle of class. Me and my friend were at a friend's house and they dared me to go to her room and bust a nut in her panties while she watched. Well, I cannot complain, those panties were hella soft. Edit, me and her got a date and she said if it all goes well we are dating. EDIT2, every single person who told me to ask her on a date, you guys are ducking amazing.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.